Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going through the Brisbane versus Collingwood game and catch up on all the other ones. As I did not post, this was supposed to come out on the Friday, but I had some other things with it being Easter Friday. So I went and did some other stuff and ended up it being, I got back and the game was about to start, the 4:30 game. So I didn't end up recording. And so now I'm just going to get the 3 out today and then I'll be caught up. So before we get into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this recap. So first of all, you see Lachie Neale, 118. He did really, really well, even after the gut punch or the gut slap from Scott Pendlebury, which I think was 2.5k fine. It was, what you sort of expect from a thing like that. He went out 118. And I don't believe he's doing too much Neale this year. I think he's only averaging 85, isn't he? Sorry, 96. He's only played 2 games, that's right. So 96 for him. He had a 1-2-3 break even, so that'll settle down. They do have the round 12, which is, I think, one of the annoying buys because it does seem like there's a lot of players on the round 12. You got Brisbane, you got, I know Sydney's on it. I'm pretty sure GWS is on it as well. You got GWS, if Gold Coast is on it as well. I'm just going to, let me check if Gold Coast is on it. If Gold Coast is on it, then that's sort of no. Gold Coast isn't on it, so that should help out that. Who else is on round 12? Bye rounds, let's just go this way. So you got Sydney, GWS, Brisbane, and then you have North as well. So you have North is a really, really popular team at the moment. GWS is a really popular team. You got Isaac Heaney, Brady Grundy, Errol Goulden as well from the Swans. So you got 3 or so popular, almost premiums as well. So you're probably going to have 9 or so popular premiums all on that round 12. And you can only really have 4. So it will be an interesting watch to see who you grab. Like if we go buy detector already here, and then now I'm getting slightly off track. I've got 1. Brady Grundy won't be there anyway. So 2, and then Zach Fisher could be there, but I don't think it'll be too much of a worry. So I've already got 2. So that means I've got to find a way to get probably Tom Green and also I probably will go Dunkley after. But, and I've got Whitford as well. So there's 3 already. So I've got 3, and then if I get Tom Green, that'll be 4. And so that's sort of 4. And then after the bye, that's when we start to filter in the likes of Goulden and other guys on that bye. So you may not want to even go Neale till post bye, post secondary bye, because it's that line is just very, very stacked. And so there may be a need to just stick away from Neale. McCluggage 104, thought he was pretty good. I mean, the first quarter he did nothing but came alive in the last 3. Zorko 102, I'm not going to go for this even though he's on the half-back role similar to Jack Siebel. It's just because they have that early buy, and also he's not really... Jack Siebel was around, I think, 630, 650k when we brought him in last year. Zorko's already going to be... 22 up, 15, 16, probably 817, 818k. So 818k, it's like another 180k. That's sort of a premium that you almost want for the whole season. And Zorko's hammies, I swear, are going to pop, and he's probably going to find a way to get himself suspended. So I'm sticking clear of Zorko for the now. Josh Dunkley 101 didn't do anything in the first and the last basically, but in the middle 2 quarters did a lot. We'll wait and see on him, as I feel like he's going to hover around that sort of 930, 920k, and I feel like he's still going to be that sort of 110 guy. So I'm sort of waiting on him, and to see, we also have like Ashcroft coming back, I think post-bye or around that stage. So it'll be interesting to see how that impacts Dunkley, Neale and McCluggage. Rayner 84, he did alright, got caught a couple of times holding the ball, I'm pretty sure. Just looking through, 1 free kick. Was it? I swear he had 2 free kicks. I don't know whether they were both holding the ball, but it felt like he got caught a couple of times. McInerney, McCarthy, Wilmot, Fletcher. Fletcher's doing alright, but not really providing a necessary big cash gen jump. So He's not really a cash cow, not really a mid-pricer. He just sort of seems like another guy that's just going to go through and sort of never really be valuable at the moment, because it seems like he's going to now be probably around that 60, 65 at the end of the year, and that's not really going to be valuable next year either, I don't think. So it's a weird one to see a guy already drafted and you know that he's sort of never really going to be valuable, I don't think. Cameron Bailey, Lester, Archie, Andrews, Forts, Danaher, Ainsworth, Starship. No one here is valuable. And Kai Lohmann came on and had an 18. And from all reports, he had, I think, 4 goals and 8 tackles in the twos game after, which I believe he put up a monster score. If I just go to AFL.com, I don't know whether they'll have it here, but if we go to VFL, look at this, and then you'll see the stats here, I believe. You can see Kai Lohmann's 4 goals, 113, 17 touches, 6 marks, 7 tackles. Huge effort from him. Harvey Harrison, also another watch, 1 goal, 23 touches, 7 and 9. And then Harry Sharp as well on the wing, 10 marks, 20 touches as well. And Joe Richards kicks 6. So he's also sort of in contention. And then Lockie Sullivan as well did really well in the twos. But that was basically that in the twos game. And I will be keeping track of a lot of the other VFL games just to see. We saw one guy, I think, in one of the non-affiliated clubs put up like a 187, but which could be mid-season draft worthy. But not really fancy relevant at the moment. No one, I don't think. So yeah, that's basically Brisbane, and then we move over to Collingwood. Tom Mitchell, 102. He started out on a house on fire. You can see here he was on 78. He was on 70 midway through the second, and look back to his best, and then he's gone 8, 14, 32 more in the basic subsequent 2.5 quarters. So he's scrambled to a 102. Is going to be like 700k. But if he can get back to his best, Tom Mitchell, and actually be in the side full time, he could be a 100 guy that we pick up now. He's going to be 26 under. That's probably about 18k. So he's probably going to be 724, 725k. And that's going to be pretty valuable, I reckon, if he can get down to that sort of 650 or so, if he can have another couple of stinkers, but I don't think he'll get down there. You sort of need him around that 700k if you wanted to pop on him, but I don't think he'll ever be that sort of... I don't think he'll turn into a mid-pricer that can pop again, just because he's going to turn it around immediately, basically, his break-even. Nick Dacos, really happy about this. 42 down on his break-even. That is probably going to be 30k, so we could legitimately get him for... Given that the 1-1 is going to resurrect his break-even to probably 110 now for the Hawks game. And that 110, if he goes like an 80 or something like that again, then he'll be probably, that'll probably see him down towards that sort of, given that it'll be 930, he could be down towards that sort of 910 and then have the bye and then have Willem Drew in round 6. Willem Drew could easily restrict him. There is a chance, and I'm not saying it's going to be a big chance, but there is probably a 5 to 10% chance that Dacos goes sub 900k. And sub 900k, you start looking at this and you go, Zach Williams and Blake Howes are already effectively, what's that, 370, 855k between them. So they need to, in the next 4 rounds, combine for another like 250k, 270k, and Zach Williams has already got 25k, and Blake Howes has a negative break even, I'm pretty sure, negative 13, so he's going to jump up crazy. So there is a massive chance that I can just go, these two combine for Nick Dacos, Lockie Whitfield back in, and then have Dacos, Young, Sheasel, Whitfield, and have a solid 4, and then have Elliot Yeo and Massimo D'Ambrosio at D6. That would be a huge backline, and then by then probably Massimo D'Ambrosio actually goes up to a huge mid, and Colby McCurcher or Matt Roberts just floats down back when DPPs start. So that's sort of what I'm thinking. But Nick Dacos, there is a huge chance now that it is Blake Howes and also Zach Williams that just combine to him. But there was also a chance that it's like a Jeremy Sharp or something like that. As he went, I think 70, was it? 63, so he's doing amazing as well. So there is a massive chance, look at that, is it Zach price rise? 52k, probably a little bit lower than that, to be honest with you. But yeah, you can sort of see that I do want to stick away from the going for probably 2 in the back line when I do trade out Nick Dacos, but it won't be that much of a trouble probably because by then there'll be DPPs, which should help, especially in the midfield. But yes, there is a massive chance that it's just Blake Howes and Zach Williams that go, and then or Zach Williams and a rookie somewhere else on the field that go to Nick to get Nick Dacos. And that'll pretty much complete my backline without, and then it'll only be one more upgrade that'll be needed there, and it'll probably just be a Colby McKercher that just sits there, gets up to like 600k, combine him with like a, I don't know, probably Jai Clark, might even go this week, but maybe a Jai Clark who's just slowly building, and then that gets me up to another premium. But yeah, really, really happy that fading Nick Dacos has worked. He's now averaging Dacos, I believe, Dacos is now averaging, 99 on the year, but he is averaging, what is it now? 230, 224, 224 plus 61 divided by 3. He's averaging 95 in people's sides, which is well under, it's minus 13 under what he was priced at. So minus 13 is a really bad output, to be honest with you. So yeah, really happy about that. Noble, Elliott, Pendlebury, Myercheck, Cox, Maynard, Howe, Hill, Lipinski. No one here really matters. Again, Jordan De Goey had an absolute stinker. Only 2 free kicks against. 3 free kicks against. So he's just dropping in price. I know he's an impact player, but another 70 off his break even. Means that's going to probably see him priced at 650. And honestly, if he could get down so low to a point that he could have 100 or 200 games, get back into the fold of being decent, and then just you pick him up and he does all right. But again, he's an impact player, so I wouldn't be suggesting that at all. Schultz, Hoskin Elliott, Darcy Cameron, this is why you don't go for players just because they have a good round 0. Darcy Cameron, I think, went 130 in round 0 and is now starting to bite the people back as he's now missed his break even by 62, which will see him probably drop 40k or so to 780k, and that is basically, I believe, where he started the game at. No, he'll be up about 20k from where he started, and you got him for an average of, in total, when he's been in here, 169, 172, 202. That is roughly a 67 average. 67 average is not good for a starting ruck at that price when you got him priced at roughly 780k is roughly, I believe, 88 or so, 87. So he's roughly 20 below, like Nick Dacos, 2 bad picks to start, but they'll pick it up, I reckon, eventually. That was a really tough, he really just struggled. Darcy Moore, Finn McRae as well, got subbed out in the 3rd, I believe. Yeah, he just did nothing. And he's had flashes off the bench, but when he's at the green vest, but when he was starting, he did nothing. But I expect him to pick it up. He's going to probably... He just struggled, but I mean, the whole midfield seemed to... it seemed like it was Tom Mitchell's midfield when McRae was there, and no one else really did anything in that midfield. Nick Dacos, I think, was playing off half-back, and that's why he had such a good last quarter. It looked even worse for Nick Dacos. It looked like he could have gotten 80 or something like that, and that would have really plummeted his cash. But that is probably a longer recap than I wanted, but it still was a recap of the Brisbane versus Collingwood game, in which Collingwood get off the mark. They're now, 1-3, and Brisbane are 0-3. So you still give Collingwood a chance to win it, but it is very, very hard, considering they have to probably go 15-4, roughly, to get top 4. And basically, if they're outside the top 4, it is very, very tough to win it. And they still need to go something like 12-7 to make finals, which is still difficult given their run. But you never know; they could easily do it. But they do still have a very tough final 4 games, where there's a very good likelihood that they have to win out those 4 games of Carlton, Sydney, Brisbane, and Melbourne. But they do come up to a very good fixture part where they could, looking at their fixture now, they could win their next 1, 2, 3, probably 3 games, get to 4-3, and then maybe lose to Carlton, which would be 4-4, and then they'd have to pretty much win out from there to get themselves in a situation where they don't have to win every game of that last 4 against quality sides, to be honest. But anyway, that is the video, and I'll see you guys in the next recap. Bye, guys.